like to start out by saying condolences to the Salas family. I heard right before the game that legendary coach and NBA player, Charlotte Hornets former coach Paul Salas passed away. My time in Charlotte, seeing him, being around him, great coach, even a better person. And through, Coach Clifford, I had the opportunity to meet his son, Stephen, who's coaching down in Houston. So, again, condolences to the family. In regards to the game, we talked about doing something that we haven't done all year, which is coming on the road in a playoff environment and, winning a football game. And couldn't be more proud of the men in that locker room than I am in the way that we finished that game today. Everything we do starts up front on both sides of the ball, and we ran the ball tonight for 224 yards. And we finished the game when we needed to for us trying to pound the ball in the fourth quarter. Very impressive from a standpoint of protecting the football and then taking it away on the defensive side of the ball. And when you look at time of possession, 39 minutes, which is critical, really trying to keep Gino and those guys off the field with that high-powered offense and those receivers. So with that, I'll take your questions.
Coach Wilks, I can hear a level of emotion in your voice. What are you feeling?
It's thrilling, again, just for the men in that locker room, for how hard they work, how dedicated they've been. We found ourselves to be able to work through it. I always talk about don't allow it to get in the way, whatever it may be. And, it started with the coaching change. And, I can go on and on with the different things with players leaving, coaches leaving, whatever. And, those men in that locker room found a way to refocus and get it done.
Coach, talk about starting and finishing strong. This has been a pretty complete game.
Well, it was something that we talked about, and we felt like we had to do it on the road. And we wanted to be aggressive, as we did, went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. Great stance by them, but we never wavered. Another keep persevering, find a way to win the football game. And we talked about it at halftime. Good football teams, which I feel we are, all right, and I told them that. I said, but great ones learn how to finish, and let's go be great.
Is this a statement win?
It's hard to win in the National Football League, regardless, and to be able to get this one on the road means a lot, yes.
You talked about us playing with the playoff-like mentality. How do you think the guys responded? Is this the kind of win now that you talk about 2 in a row, kind of get it rolling past that?
Well, I hope this is something that we can build momentum off of, particularly, again, you're good, but when you come into a situation, because that's a playoff team that we played today, and a good football team. So to be able to get a win like this on the road, hostile environment, 12th man, I think it's definitely a momentum builder for us, and we definitely got to continue to build off this. And, we got to go home and protect the bank.
Just following up on that, if this is a statement win, what kind of statement is made today on the field by the Panthers?
Well, I think, just really the mentality of really finishing up front and running the football. I think in the fourth quarter, as a defensive coach, again, it's nothing more demoralizing than having the ball run on you in the fourth quarter and not being able to stop it. So our offensive line, again, running backs, those guys did a tremendous job.
Steve, how available was Deontay on that drive, that long drive ended up in a touchdown? It was mostly Chuba and Raheem.
It wasn't a mere fact of him not being available. As you saw, Chuba did a tremendous job. So as coaches, we felt like, we were going right now with Chuba in that particular rhythm, but nothing was wrong with Deontay.
You sound very emotional right now. Can you talk about where that emotion is coming from?
Again, as I expressed, man, I'm just so thrilled and so happy for those guys in the locker room. Coaches do a tremendous job in game planning and putting these guys in position, but all the credit goes to those players and how they go out there and perform and finish. And with everything that, we've gone through, they've gone through with the different, coaching changes, getting rid of players, or the organization trying to tank it, all those different things. And to see how those guys respond and came out and played today, it is pretty thrilling and emotional, yes.
What do you say to the folks who said, maybe this organization's tanking after you guys made some of those trades and some of the coaching changes?
I think it was quite obvious in my approach, as a team, and how we went out and performed and played. So I don't think you got to really be verbal about it. Just go out and continue to work hard.
Steve, before last two drives, you're first and goal at the 3, and Ben calls 4 straight passes, which seem to kind of go against the identity. Can you take us through that little sequence?
Well, we felt like, maybe we could try to get something on them, particularly when, they were crowding the line of scrimmage, and they did it late in the game as well, but I wasn't going to take a chance and really trying to throw the ball in. So, hindsight, I felt like, we were making the right decision. If you go back and look at that one, Sam probably could have ran the ball in. He tried to force it in there late, and I told him just go ahead and win with his legs.
And on that very next drive, the ride read comes out with Sam, some polling action. Had you all saved that for that moment? Had you shown some of that?
Well, we've shown some of it, and it's all based off the look. And we probably had the look earlier, and then Sam didn't take it, came back and did some good things with the ball late. We probably had one when he did pull. He probably should have handed the ball off and probably would have been a touchdown.
When you have the interim head coach tag, a lot of people talked about how you didn't pick the players, you didn't pick the staff. How have you made this coaching staff and this team yours?
Well, as I stated at the beginning, I don't know what's going to happen, but for 13 weeks I said I was going to do it my way, with players, coaches, and the mentality and the culture that, that I wanted to create. So our mindset doesn't change. It's all about winning the day. So we're going to take it one at a time, and next up is Pittsburgh, and we'll figure out what happens at the end. But right now, we're just worrying about the Steelers.
The other week you kind of challenged some of those high picks. Having J.C. Horn make that play early, how important was that to the momentum early to try to make a statement?
Well, anytime you can take the ball over, take the ball away early is crucial. You're talking about a momentum changer, particularly in a hostile environment here, being on the road. So it's critical for us. But just J.C. as a whole, man, he was excited all week about this matchup and this challenge. And I think we know exactly what happened today.
Steve, after that turnover on down to the 3, it looks like maybe the Seahawks had a little bit of momentum. And you get the sack from Shaq and Brian Burns. Kind of to Darren's point, to have your 2 leaders on defense make that play and get the ball back, how big was it?
It's critical, and we talked about on the sideline, let's go finish the job up front, challenging those guys to get out to the quarterback, and we eventually got to them late in the game. I think we had 3 sacks, and I think 2 of them came late in the game. So, again, how we built and what we do starts up front on both sides of the ball.
When you were talking about the things you guys have overcome a couple minutes ago, you mentioned organizational tanking. Could you expand on that?
Joe, I'm not going to expand on it. I just talked about it in regards because that was some of the things that were said outside the building. And I just wanted people to know, particularly our fans, to understand how committed we are into really trying to win and stay in this divisional race.
What did you think of the Marshall through the legs grab? It's not something you probably teach, but
great effort by him. They made the call and said it wasn't a catch, so we just got to be able to live with it. We'll
take a couple more.
The flight home now, what's that going to be?
Well, I'm sure the players are going to, enjoy themselves. As coaches, we know we're going to grade the tape. It's a long flight, and then we'll start talking about Pittsburgh on the way back.
How do you celebrate wins? Or do you celebrate wins?
24 hours. That's it. When I was young, a coach told me at a young age, he said, "You enjoy the season when the season's over."
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.